what straight people really don't realize is just like how healing it can be to be queer and to be around other queer people. We're not turning people gay, we're just helping people figure out like what queer means to them, and we're literally hanging out.
Things can make you realize you're queer, but they can't turn you queer. They can't make you gay.
What do you want to say to the people who are trying to take spaces like this away?
You're taking away people's safety. Learn the suffering that you're causing to other people, please.
Yeah, and if you take away the buildings, it's not gonna stop us from meeting. We'll be in your streets and we will be chaotic. Like right now we're contained. Our chaos is contained. We have a space to do it.
I'm feeling queer today.
Welcome to I'm Feeling Queer Today, a podcast that amplifies the voices of LGBTQ plus young people like me for listeners like you, whoever you are. Brought to you by the Future Perfect Project. I'm your host, Eric Eubank.
And I'm your other host, Lily Muller, and we're here to welcome you to Season 3. That's right, we're back for a brand new season with episodes every Thursday. This season, we are taking a queer road trip all around the country to answer a big question. What's it like to be queer where you live?
The first stop on our queer road trip is Spartanburg, South Carolina, where we met the community at the Uplift Outreach Center. Located behind the Fernwood Baptist Church, yes, really, Uplift has been around since 2019 and is the only dedicated LGBTQ plus center in the Upstate region of South Carolina. So let's dive in and hear what the community at Uplift had to say about queer life in Spartanburg.
Save myself.
Some of this I'm to finish later. But
Put him on the shoes.
My name is Jay Gist.
my name is Ada Bradley. I'm the treasurer for the Uplift Outreach Center. Currently, we're in front of a table that is covered in spray paint and glitter and rainbow accoutrement and a lot of donated and found high heels. We're currently painting them for our rainbow ball.
It's like, just a normal ball prom thing, but like for the LGBTQ folk around here, and I'm very thankful for it.
It's our biggest fundraiser of the year. The goal of the evening is to raise awareness and to raise money. We fully fund mental health care for several upstate youth, but in the short term, make sure that we can continue to fully fund and operate our organization to make sure that these guys have a safe space to come to where there's snacks, there's art. Youth comes in that's had a bad day, and like almost immediately 2 or 3 of them will huddle up. They want to talk, they want to see what they can do. I've lived in this area forever. When I was growing up, the only thing being queer would get you was beaten up. I'm trans, so I hope that they can see a trans person, even in this environment. They have a job, they have a home, they have a life. I could stand to win the lottery because, who couldn't? I have a productive life, and it's not like the tragedy that every movie you've ever seen makes it sound like. Spartanburg's still kind of a crap city, but we're building on it.
I've never had a set home place, which has kind of messed me up a little bit. We have to go, I think, right before the ball, actually. My mom is considering maybe literally letting us stay with a friend that we have here so that I can go to it. I love it here.
Okay, so over here, this is our art section. Our fridge open to all. Hey, this is our city proclamation.
City Council offers a message of support.
Yeah.
That's pretty huge.
Yeah, the mayor did it. Our hygiene, there's tampon pads, wipes, and then you can grab whatever you want from here. Help yourself. This is our closet.
People donate to Uplift and you get to search through clothes, like a thrift store, but free. And I feel like Uplift really introduced me into my style.
Transitioning people who have to basically get a whole new wardrobe, I will definitely be shopping here after my top surgery. Honestly, might be trying on these pants.
Oh yeah, let's get a fashion show.
My name is Valentine.
Haven, Haven.
My name is Israel.
My name is Jaden.
J with an E.
Sydney.
I am August.
I'm Jamie Grace.
I'm 13.
14. 16 years old.
I'm 17.
17.
17.
17 years old.
I am 19.
I am 21. I use they and it pronouns.
They, he pronouns.
He/they.
She, her.
She, her.
She, her.
She, her pronouns primarily, but I'm non-binary. I use anything. So they, them, he, him. I don't care.
Transmasculine.
Gender fluid, which is a subset of gender fluidity, and gay.
I'm aro-ace.
Bisexual.
Not sexually or romantically attracted to anyone.
I identify as pansexual.
Pansexual and panromantic.
I could love anyone that's kind. I'm from Spartanburg, South Carolina.
And in South Carolina.
Greenfield.
I live in Gaffney, but I do involve myself in the Spartanburg community. If you try to find any resources for queer people around where I live, it would be like 2 towns over.
I think literally you would have to go to like 2 hours away for the closest type of queer third space, and that's like a bar.
Where I live, queer people are they're kind of looked down upon.
I did a lot of manufacturing work here for a while, and a lot of the people in those factories, some of the things that they would just say unprompted to each other, the most vile things about queer people, they're just talking about it.
Use gay and trans as like almost insults.
Like while we're working or at lunch or whatever, the gays burn in hell thing, wanting to do horrible things to queer people that like I'm not gonna repeat. I grew up being in Boy Scouts that just act like half the people in my scout troop, and generally people would think I was also straight.
So some people came to school with pride flags on. As a retaliation, some kids came with the Confederate flags on. So the kid with the pride flag got suspended. Absolutely nothing happened to the kids with the Confederate flags.
There's a lot of openly like Confederate flags, and people just don't really think that's a bad sign, I guess.
It's the South. If someone's trying to harass you or bully you, if you do talk to them, they will continue doing it, and you won't feel any better.
I was lucky that most of the harassment I got was online.
I have not encountered any homophobia. I know that's not the same for a lot of people.
They did have bully issues, not regarding like queerness, but regarding my hearing loss. Kids would take out like my hearing aids from my ear. They would yell in my ear.
I haven't really had any like hate crimes, but I also have white parents. I don't want to say it helps, but I think it I don't know.
I definitely see like how religion affects the people around me.
My grandfather's, he's retired now, but he was a Baptist preacher at the time. I still can't talk about being queer with him.
My grandmother was like, oh, I'll disown you if my grandkids are queer. And then like 2 out of 3 of them are queer.
My grandma doesn't really, for a couple of her really Christian friends, they don't even know I go by J. They think I still go by Jasmine, which is a name I don't care about, but it's not my name. I go by J.
I definitely wouldn't tell everyone that I identify as how I do.
I've always been leaning on the term lesbian, but because of like the South and stuff and being like, no darn queers, my whole family was like that, and I think that's why I was so confused about my identity, and it kind of pushed away what I truly wanted to feel.
You have your conservative Christians, you have white boys saying racist stuff, the country redneck people, whatever.
It's not a stereotype, it's just true. And I wish people understood that a bit more.
I like it here. I don't think I would if it wasn't my hometown, though. If you're queer, go someplace else. Literally, there's another Carolina just above us. If you're queer and you gotta live in this one, go to the other one. It's also politically pretty bad. It's just usually, it does conservative things a few years after ours. It's slightly slower at that.
I had like a love-hate relationship with the South. I hate the heat, and I hate how like homophobic and transphobic everything is. Being here has helped me so much with like becoming myself, and also I like the accent here. And there are plenty of nice people.
Very small group of gays. They are lovely. Once you find them, you'll love them.
The redeeming thing about Spartanburg is like a lot of the people here are way less homophobic than the rest of South Carolina. The bad thing is just that Spartanburg is in South Carolina. The mayor of Spartanburg last year, like, the city recognizes Pride Month.
Down in Spartanburg, they're really accepting of people. They do have some Pride festivals down there.
I do love Spartanburg Pride. I've made some great memories there. I remember the year before that had like downpoured and me and my friends still went and played on the inflatables and we were like soaked to the bone, but it was awesome. My binder is demolished, but
I try to go to Pride. I just like talking to the people there, hearing their experiences. One of my all-time favorite memories was walking Pride in downtown Spartanburg. The whole time there were homophobes and religious zealots screaming in all of our faces, taking pictures of us and posting it to their Facebook group. Didn't care that we were minors, only cared that we were gay. When we walked past them, the entire march screamed as loud as they possibly could, to the point where you could not hear them. You could only hear us. And I will never forget the chills that I got that day.
I love that there is Uplift here and that Spartanburg is a lot more accepting.
Uplift.
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 The Uplift Outreach Center.
Uplift. Uplift is a queer support group. And to me, Uplift means a safe place for me and my friends to be ourselves.
I first came out mainly to Uplift so I could get a feel for like what I liked, what pronouns I liked.
Uplift was kind of part of the reason that I did eventually feel comfortable like coming out to the world, real community. It wasn't just like me and a few friends against the world. That was life-changing.
Going to Uplift made me realize there are people who are like me.
The staff here are just, they're amazing. Like the volunteers.
Jodi is more of the like parental person of the group. She's the head director.
She's really been supportive to me.
Jodi's like a second parent to me.
We call her our lesbian dad.
Seeing her seems more like the future is possible. We have a future. We will be those adults one day. And, you know, like, be the next elder gay.
They don't really care what you are. They don't care if you don't even know what you are. They don't care if you're an ally. As long as you are somewhere in the little umbrella, then you're allowed here. And I like that. To me, I find it to be a really good thing, especially for other kids who don't really have the best time at home.
I'm going home. I'm going to Uplift. Home away from home. I know people where sometimes like this is more like their first home than their second.
It felt more comfortable than it was like the space I was growing up in.
It's really nice like being able to come here and like relax, especially because most of us are also not neurotypical.
I was diagnosed at like 4. The neurodivergency has always been a thing, so I don't know how to evaluate being queer separately from it. I will say, though, I do enjoy that most of the queer spaces that I have been able to be in here also tend to have a whole lot of, like, neurodivergent people.
It's, like, a nice place where we can also unmask or, like, talk about our interest or, like, info dump.
Be fine if we STEM and give us fidget toys or, like, let us bring our own without mocking us.
Since I've come to Uplift, some of my favorite moments have probably been that I've been getting out more. I got diagnosed with lupus at the age of 11, and so I've had a very complicated relationship with going outside, which has also kind of affected my identity. That's kind of why I stayed inside for so long, figuring out who I was.
Even though, like, there's all of the quote-unquote bad, that's just why these communities are so much more powerful. We have this deeper bond with each other that, like, brings us together. And even if we don't get along at every, like, moment of the day, we still know that, like, we're there for each other.
I am August. I am 21. I use they and it pronouns, and we are in Spartanburg, South Carolina. We're at the Uplift Outreach Center, meeting at a church. I had to pretend to my parents whenever I came here that I was going to my friend's church youth group, and that was, I think, the first time I actively lied to them about where I was, and they bought it somehow. It's my best friend from like the 3rd grade. We thought that, a boy and a girl are best friends. That's how dating works, right? And so then we thought we were dating. I did not know what the word gay meant My parents were very much the kind of household that's like, oh, it's an old word for happy, but you don't use it. You don't say that word. Oh, well, there was a kid in one of my classes at school who said that he was, and I knew that meant happy, but I remember him mentioning that in a context whereupon he looked upset. And so immediately upon realizing the word homosexual was a word that exists and what that meant, I'm like, okay, that's probably me. I would go into school just wearing a full face of makeup, which they would fuss at me for, and I'm like, show me where in the handbook this is against the rules. Show me where in the handbook I can't do this. Honestly, I just kind of get mad and don't think about what I say. So come the 9th grade, we're all, getting bullied for it. And so a whole bunch of us end up going to the school guidance counselor. The response was that the guidance counselor was like, I don't want to deal with this. I escalated it to one of the 2 vice principals. His response, individually email all of our parents about the incident, therefore outing all 7 of us. I did not know that happened, except I got an email from my mother. She's like, hey, I need to talk to you when I get home. And then I'm like, oh God, what did I do? And that's how my parents found out that I was queer. Then the first person I told was, that friend of mine that was like, oh, a boy and a girl are best friends. We got a date now. At which their response was just, you know what, same. We then continued to just be each other's beard to our family, pretend to date to our family just for convenience, so that no one would ask any uncomfortable questions. This is what everyone always says in all of these, and I know it's the very stereotypical response, but it is going to get better. It'll get better, and I'm gonna be so for real. It might not get better in the way that you want it to, everything might not, but something will. It's not gonna be as bad as it is there forever. Life sucks, and we're currently watching our whole world implode. Be cool to people. No one needs to take any more shit.
Hello?
You talk?
Hello, 1, 2, 3.
Hello. Okay, I think it's good.
Today we're going to be baking with Jodi for my birthday.
Hello, my name is Jodi Snyder. My pronouns are she, her. I am a lesbian, and I am the program director of Uplift Outreach Center going on 3 years.
So we are now opening our dinosaur bones brownie box that we are going to make today.
Oh, okay, we ripped the box. Got it.
It's little shovels. Yes, because you're a paleontologist.
The brownies have little sprinkles that look like dinosaur bones in them. So, our first question for you, Jodi, as we pour this mix, what are some things you have learned from youth at Uplift?
Some of the most important things would be to listen to kids. They have something to say, they know who they are, and adults need to kind of get with the program and listen to them. And that is definitely something they taught me. And another big thing that they taught me is to, it's a reminder of something that I tell them. I'm always telling them to advocate for themselves and to not work for free. And so I'm starting to realize I need to give myself that same advice. So honestly, they didn't even realize that they taught me that, but that's another thing that they've taught me as well.
What are we doing over here?
I'm trying to find the measuring thing, but I can't find it. Okay. So Jodi, how did you get into the director position for Uplift?
Ooh, that's a really good question. I hadn't been involved in the queer community at all, and then I got a position on the Upstate Pride SE Board of Directors, and then from there I started working closely with Uplift, and I got a board position doing volunteer coordination. We got the word that the position was open for program director, and I decided to go for it, and the rest is history.
We are almost done mixing the batter now.
This is a really good tip. Instead of using a spoon to stir, always use one of these silicone spatulas, because not only is it easy to stir, but then it's easy to get all the stuff that's on the side so that you're not wasting anything.
Our next question for you is, what all does Uplift do for the community?
We do a lot for the community. I think probably the most important thing is in the Upstate, which is 10 counties. We are the only program that's solely dedicated to LGBTQ plus youth. a physical space for them to come to on a weekly basis, with different snacks and activities, educational workshops, also fun workshops and trainings, just other fun things like different outreach. You're going to want to spray this. Educating the community about what we're doing, about the youth that we are serving, so many different things. Like it's very layered on the things that we offer. And we're here and we're queer and we're taking up space and we're not hurting anyone.
How do you spread the word about Uplifts?
Any way that I can. Organic conversations are always really fun, but also social media. We have Instagram, it's Uplift Outreach Center, and we have a Facebook, but also things like this, like doing podcasts. We have some photography coming up, and we have an art display that we're going to be having for Pride Month at one of the candle shops in Greenville. And so that's another way that we spread the word, but also word of mouth, like the youth. They come here, they get to experience these things, and usually what they're doing is they're letting their friends know, hey, this is a safe place, you should come here. And also just kind of letting people know that it's not just a gay thing. Like, we're not trying to create any gay agenda. We're just trying to hang out and, learn some great skills for life in the process.
I was going to ask, what do you do about protesters?
Well, I think it really depends on the situation. When we were at the Pride Festival and we had protesters that were inside of our festival and they started videotaping you guys, how I dealt with that protester would probably be different than I would deal with any others. Like, I just immediately shielded y'all so that he couldn't videotape your faces anymore. But if folks are coming up to me or another adult, I am so willing to have a conversation, and I actually support and stand behind if they don't agree with what we're doing. We're just asking people to not be hateful. But I think that I handle situations differently when protesters immediately try to bypass adults and harass y'all. And so that's when I kind of put my teacher hat on and have to let people know the business. But I do know that getting angry and things like that doesn't teach anybody. Then we lose that teachable moment. So being as positive as possible and honestly giving facts, leaving the opinions out of it, purely giving statistics and things like that, that's actually what makes people listen.
We're now going to pour the sprinkles that look like dinosaur bones into the brownies.
We only have one more question for you today, so
okay.
How inclusive would you say Spartanburg is?
Okay, so I'm from Minneapolis, so in comparison to Minneapolis, not very inclusive. I moved here in 2008, and what I was able to see in a matter of those years has been phenomenal. That does not mean that we do not have a long way to go. We have a long way to go. But as far as Spartanburg, I feel safe here. I have not been hate crimed. I hope that I don't ever get, everybody knock on wood. Yeah, there we go. But I've walked down the street holding hands with my partner. I'm very out, and I'm a part of a lot of queer organizations, and I'm constantly doing things out in the community. And people, if they don't agree with it, they usually just don't ask the parts that they don't want to hear about. I mean, I feel like most people here are open-minded, and I will say that it helps because Spartanburg is like a transplant. A lot of people are coming here from different countries, and so it's not just a whole bunch of Southern folks. It's a big group of people from different backgrounds and different cities, and so as ass backwards as it can seem sometimes, I think we're actually doing a lot better than some of the other Southern states, for sure.
Well, thank you for talking with us today and baking brownies with us.
Of course. Thank you for interviewing me, and I love y'all so much. Yay!
Thank you for joining us today. I'm Eric Eubank.
And I'm Lily Muller, and you've been listening to
I'm Feeling Queer today. If you like what you hear, please give us a 5-star rating and share the show with your friends, family, or even your dog. A 5-star rating goes a long way to support us in making more episodes of the podcast.
If you're new here, welcome to the party. Make sure you go back and check out seasons 1 and 2. We think you'll like them a lot. And stay tuned for part 2 of this episode.
We want to hear from you, and that's why we've set up our own online voicemail box for you, our listeners, to leave us messages. Go to speakpipe.com/IFQT and drop us a line. That's speakpipe.com/IFQT. And let us know what you think of the podcast, any topics you want us to cover on the pod, and don't forget to ask yourself, how am I feeling queer today?
For more information and resources about this episode, check out the show notes in the description or check out the episode page at thefutureperfectproject.org/podcast.
If you or a young person you know between the ages of 13 and 24 is currently in crisis, visit thetrevorproject.org for LGBTQIA+ specific support through text and chat, or call 1-866-488-7386. These resources will be in the show notes as well.
To learn more about the Future Perfect Project, head to our website, thefutureperfectproject.org, and find us on social media at The Future Perfect Project.
Thank you to all of our wonderful contributors from the Uplift Outreach Center: Valentine, Haven, Israel, Jaden, Jay, Sydney, Ray, Stella, Jamie Lynn, and August. And thank you to Uplift's Program Director, Jodi Snyder, and to Uplift volunteer and treasurer, Ada Bradley.
This episode was recorded in Spartanburg, South Carolina, and produced by Hanny Saba, Emma Jane Sislowski, and our dear executive producer and mentor, Julie Novak. Julie, your legacy will live on in all of us, and in every episode of this podcast.
IFQT is produced by the Future Perfect Project with support from Radio Kingston, WKNY Kingston, New York, and our I'm Feeling Queer Today podcast cohort: Alex Massey, Parker McKenzie, Samuel Smalls, Lily Moeller,
Eric Eubank, and Zorian Edwards. Our theme song is performed and composed by Alex Massey and produced by Emma Jane Sislowski. Additional music from Epidemic Sound. Episode editing, mixing, and mastering by Emma Jane Sislowski. This episode was hosted by me, Lily Muller.
And me, Eric Eubank. Special thanks to executive producer and mentor Celeste Lacine, as well as Future Perfect Project team members Ryan Amador, Kiko Wan, and Aaliyah Jamil.